Bonjour, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cyril, I have been a stem cell researcher for quite some time and this is why I can tell you about the science that is behind skincare ingredient. For today's video, I want to talk about squalane. So squalane is a really popular ingredient, especially right now. I think it was really popularized thanks to The Ordinary when they bring the pure squalane basically. So the packaging is really reminiscent of this one. It comes like all The Ordinary product with a pipette. This one is the rosehip seed oil. I no longer have currently squalane at home, but I'm definitely going to repurchase it. And it has a lot of hype, like I said, and for very good reasons. The first one is because it is an excellent emollient that has also an excellent absorbability on the skin. So basically it feels like an oil, but you don't have all the downside that you might have with lots of oil, like the greasy feeling or like it sits on top of the skin. This is not going to be the case with squalane. And also it seems that it is naturally occurring on the skin. And before I dive more into the subject, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to ring the little bell to not miss any of my new videos. And also stay tuned until the end of the video because I'm going to show you two products that features squalane, this beautiful ingredient. So like always, like I was preparing this video, my main source of information is the PubMed, where you have listed all the scientific paper that has been done by researchers, so by people that basically do research. And I wanted to know more about the squalane, and one of my big questions was what is the percentage of squalane in the skin? And guess what? I found almost nothing. There's probably one paper that do disclose that squalane is occurring on the skin, which was very disturbing. Because what you always read online is that squalane is naturally occurring on the skin, and also in some of my previous videos, this is what I've been telling you. So I did find one paper after doing like long and long hours of research. I actually intended to publish this video last week, but because I didn't find any, I would say, useful information on squalane in the sense that do we find it like in the sebum or in the epidermal lipid, I wanted to have more time to do even more research, and until now I still didn't find like any paper that really shows the percentage of squalane, which doesn't mean that it is a bad ingredient. However, there are a lot, I would say even a plethora of work that has been done on squalene. So squalene, in terms of structure, is extremely similar to squalane. This is a non-hydrogenated form of squalane, and squalene is in the skin produced only by the sebum because you don't find it in the stratum corneum, so in the lipid that are made by the epidermal cells, but it's only made by the sebaceous gland. And in average, our sebum is composed of 30% of squalane, and there are many biological effect of squalene on the skin. The first one, that it seems to be a UV protectant. So this one is also very interesting, but it appears that the squalene that we naturally produce in our sebum helps to protect our skin from UV, and especially the other lipids that made our skin, and they protect those lipids from a phenomenon that is very important, which is peroxidation, which is basically the action of the oxygen in the air combined with the UV, and the UV irradiation is going to increase the peroxidation effect, which is damaging for the skin. There are other different reports on squalene, but it is not necessarily related to skin health, so I'm not going to talk about them here. But there are also some really nice papers that have used squalene, but also squalane in skincare ingredient, and they definitely show that they are a beautiful emollient for the skin, especially squalane when it is mixed by other components of the skin. Because one main downside of squalene is that even though it seems to be a natural antioxidant to act on the very top surface of the skin, it is also very sensitive to photodegradation. And by photodegradation, I mean that in presence of the oxygen in the air plus UV irradiation, you have a peroxide, squalane peroxide that are formed that are very damaging for the skin. So it seems that squalene is protecting the other lipids, but still it is peroxidized by the UV. So it is in a way protectant, but the squalene by itself cannot protect itself in a way. And this is very important because there are also other reports that have shown that the peroxidation products from squalene also trigger inflammation, and by inflammation I mean acne, and it seems that the photodegradation of squalene plays a role in acne, which reinforce always my saying, which is wear your sunscreen every single day, especially if you are acne prone. This is very important because your skin is in a constant inflamed state, so you don't want to add to the inflammation with the UV irradiation. And another reason is because it's going to degrade your squalene to trigger even more inflammation. And by inflammation, I mean more breakouts. It's very important to protect your skin from the sun. The good news, though, is that with squalene, you don't have this problem, and this is most likely the main reasons why in skincare ingredients you find squalene and not squalene. Now I'm going to show you, I would say, 3 products that contain squalene. So the first one I've already talked about in the beginning of this video is simply the squalene from The Ordinary. I have played a lot with this one, even though I don't currently have at home. So with this one, you can simply add it to your moisturizer to make it even more moisturizing. You can also dab it on the dry part of your face, such as around your eyes, also on the fold of the nose, or only on the cheek parts where you tend to have more irritation, for example. And what is beautiful with the squalene is that it is also suitable for those of you who are acne prone. So if you are really scared of oils and you are sensitive to them, squalene is definitely one to consider. 2 other products that features squalene is the one from Crave Beauty, the Auto Simple water cream. I have 2 videos on this one. Overall, this moisturizer is, I find, very lightweight and definitely more targeted for those of you who have oily skin, but I love to use it as a mixer. So for example, when I'm using my retinol at night, I dilute my retinol with this cream and it works beautifully, and then I apply a thicker moisturizer. Another example, and this is one of my favorite moisturizer, is the Perfect Gel from Ada Labo that contains, on top of squalene, also urea and a different form of hyaluronic acid. This gel is simply magnificent. So if you prefer a gel texture that is still very moisturizing, this one is definitely one to consider. What is excellent about those two, they are completely irritant free, so you don't have any weird botanical extract, you don't have essential oils, you don't have perfume, so they are definitely one to consider, especially the Perfect Gel. This one is definitely a staple also in my routine. And when my skin feels a mess because I've been testing far too many products or I've been playing too much with my AHA, I always go back to the Perfect Gel because it really resets my skin. So comment down below and tell me if you have any questions regarding squalene, but also squalene. So like I said, there are basically only 1 report that I found that claims that squalene naturally occurs on the skin, so probably it is true. I cannot tell you about the concentration because the main form that we find is squalene, which is a little bit different than squalene. So if you like this video, please thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to ring the little bell to not miss any of my new videos, and to also see my beautiful dog. His name is Guabao. You can also follow me on Instagram. I am Cyril Laurent. I have also a lot of content here. I thank you so much for watching me, and I will see you next time. Au revoir.